All right, here today we're to talk about this remote. This is the HW102G. It's found in most Ashley Furniture pieces, a very popular remote, but it gets a lot of abuse and gets beat up. It usually goes in lift chairs that have massage and heat, and that's what we're gonna talk about today. So if this remote goes out, usually if it's working and power's on, you should have lights. If power's off, that's a pretty good indication that something's wrong with your remote, but we're also gonna talk about what the possible 3 issues are with this chair if something's broken. So number 1, the remote. Number 2 will be your power supply. So this is a traditional power supply that comes with this. We actually have it plugged into our battery. It just makes it easier when we're fixing it and testing it. We have no other wires to go with it. You can always replace it with that. And the other thing is the motor. So we're gonna flip this chair over and show you what it takes to fix it if the motor's out. But again, what I said, if you have no lights or some of the buttons are working or it works kind of on and off, some people will say, well, it works sometimes, but then if I shake the remote, it'll work. That's an indication that there's a short in the remote. You need to fix it. Real easy to fix, so we'll show you how to do it. This one here, now they're not all the same, but they're all pretty close. If you follow this wire down into this side pocket, there's this little clip. Looks like this. It's all it is clip like this. What to do is to get it out is you just push this up and pull that out. And you'll notice that this has what we call a round 5-pin connection. So if you order a new remote from us, we're just gonna send you this whole kit. All you have to do is follow this connection, plug it in here. If it happens to go in the seat and go in the chair, you're gonna find this same snap connection inside the chair. Just find the snap connection, pop it up, plug the remote in. You can easily replace the remote. Okay, so if it's not the remote that's broken, then it's gotta be the motor. And we're gonna show you how to do the motor. Now, the easiest way to really fix the motor that we know is if you turn it up on its side. And the reason if you turn it up on its side is we'll show you why in this video, because when you have to adjust it to put it in with the mechanism, you don't want to fight against it when it's on its face. So if it's on its side, it's just a lot easier. So first thing that you notice is when you come underneath here, here's a motor. If you don't know which motor you have, because every one of these chairs that uses this remote is not going to be the same, is there's usually a tag on here. In some cases, if the tag is not here, the tag is actually unfortunately on the inside of it. So it's kind of hard, I know, but you got to maybe either take a picture and get it up there, or I'm about to show you how to take it out. But in order to know which motor you need, we need to know what the tag's on there. And these motors are very specific to chairs. You can't just use any generic motor that you find anywhere and put it in and it'll work. You need to make sure you get the right motor. So we know that this motor has an issue, so I'm gonna show you how to replace it. So it's actually super easy. I have one tool, pliers. That's all this really takes because it's 2 clevis pins. So underneath here, we have a little thing called a root pin. Pop this root pin out, looks like this. So the way you get these little tricky things out, and we have a whole video on YouTube to show you how to do this, but all you need to do is you twist it and then pull it out, because that little circle holds on this pin right here to keep it in place. And then you just simply pop up that clevis pin. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. We reach in here, grab the pin, pop out a pin again. There's another clevis pin that we're gonna slide out. We slide it out. Now, a lot of times these motors will either be zip tied or taped or something to hold these things in. So if that's the case, you just wanna cut the zip tie, we'll put a new zip tie on later. But we have 2 of these snap connections that we kind of showed in another video on the remote. You just simply pull the snap up, pull the connection out. So that's the 5-pin for the remote. We're gonna pull this one out, and this is a 2-pin for the power. So we take this out, we grab a replacement, and we put this replacement back in. Now the tricky part about when we put a replacement is, 1, you need to remember which way it goes in. Does it go this way or that way or this way or that way? So kind of take note of that. But the tricky thing about putting in a new motor is that when you go put a new motor in, like this is a lift chair, so you can see this whole mechanism comes in and out, but this is why we want to do it on its side, or we can pull out the footrest if we need more action here. But if we put it in on the side, it makes it a lot easier to do it. So to put it back in, we just kind of reverse the operation that we just did. So we're going to stick this guy in here, take the clevis pin. This side's actually the easy side because we don't have to fight anything because it's not in. So we just kind of stick this in. Make sure we get it through there, kind of put it up there as best we can. We're gonna sneak this root pin in here again, get that in there. Now on this side, the reason I say it's tricky is a couple of different ways you can do this. When you go to put this in, you can try and adjust it back and forth like this, which sometimes works. But another option that I actually like to do, and this works on a lot of different motor types, is if you plug this in. So we're gonna go back and plug this back into power. So we're gonna find our 2 connections here. So we have the 5-pin and the 2-pin, which are right here. I'm actually just gonna plug this into the remote, and I'm gonna use the remote to help me adjust it so that I don't have to fight against it. And I can kind of just push the remote and it'll go where I need it to go. So we got those plugged in. I'm gonna grab the remote. Now as I'm adjusting this to get it to the right hole placement, I can just kind of in and out on this guy here, and I'll just hold the pin in place until I know I have it in the right spot, and then I just kind of can do it. Now, that's the one way to do it. You can also, like I said, because this goes in and out, you can see that that kind of adjusts it. But a lot of times when we send out a motor, sometimes people will call us and say, hey, this motor doesn't fit. It's already extended. There's no way for me to put it in the hole. And that's why I said this is how you adjust it. So first of all, let's make sure this is turned the right way and slide this guy in. There we go. Stick the root pin back in. Sorry, you can't see. That's kind of, my big head's probably in the way, but anyway. All right, so that's snapped back in place. The last thing you want to do on the motor is you want to make sure that you put these excess cables and cords, you want to make sure you either tape them up, zip tie them up, whatever you want to do. You just need to make sure that they're stuck right here by the motor. You don't want them in the sides, because as this lift chair goes up and down, if it slices your cable, you're gonna have to replace the remote or the motor. Okay, so we talked about the remote, we talked about the motor. The last issue that we could have in this chair really is the power supply. So I've actually got this plugged into a battery. We love this battery. It's a nifty little battery. It shows how much you have left in your battery. It lasts really long. So if you're worried about power going out or anything like that, or you just want to get rid of cords, this is a great little unit. This is usually the standard battery that it comes with. This is a 9-volt battery backup. You can put 9 volts in here in case that in the event that power goes out, you can get the chair back to home. It won't get you lifted. It won't extend your legs. It won't do anything else. It literally just gets you back to home. So it's an okay option, not the best option. And then we have just a standard power supply that plugs in. It has no 9 volts. It'll just get you power. So those are all your options. But if you've got a new motor, you've got a new remote, and somehow you still don't have power, usually these power supplies have like a green light on it that tells you that they're sending power. So if you don't see that, that's a good indication that you probably need to start with your power supply.